What if Mike stops Jake Paul early? Oh my goodness, let's go. Donnie P, the left hook. Okay, man. So I was just thinking, what if Mike stops this dude and stops him early and stops him in Mike Tyson dramatic fashion? Man, what will happen? What will be the reaction? What will people think? I think like Tyson has always been, he's kind of like one of those guys. I mean, he was like he's had so many different like perceptions, I would say. Like he's been perceived so many different ways in his career. From the scariest man alive to someone who was kind of looked down upon to someone who definitely has come out of all the turmoil to be better, and then now it's just like almost like lovable. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, if he knocks out Jake Paul and stops him, he's gonna go to hero, and he will be literally like he will be the most. His perception will have changed more than anybody I think in sports history, and his story will just be amazing. I think his movie, like, he's the one guy where you can make a different movie every decade, and it just keeps getting better and better. And man, if he stops Jake Paul, and no disrespect to Jake Paul. I mean, Jake has made tons of money off of, how we perceive him, his personality. And I think that's how he drew it up. I don't think there's anything he would take back because, people are going to show up to watch him. Just kind of almost like Floyd Mayweather. I feel like he used the Floyd Mayweather playbook, Jake Paul did, because people want to see him lose so bad. People wanted to see Floyd lose. His haters would show up. I mean, he loved his haters because that they made him as much money as people that loved him, probably more. He probably made more off haters because people wanted to see him lose so bad. And I think it's probably like the same way with Jake Paul. It's the exact same way as Jake Paul. Everybody wants to see him lose. I don't know. I don't think anyone has had more haters, probably. Even LeBron James. I don't think anyone's had more haters than Jake Paul. You can't tell me he doesn't have very many fans. You can't tell me people are showing up to his fights like, oh, I can't wait to see Jake Paul win and dominate. No one wants to. Everybody who watches Jake Paul wants to see him lose. I don't think there's been a fighter in history, a person in history, where more people wanted to see the man lose. And then not only that, but he's making tons of money off that. I don't think anyone's made more money. Or put it this way, Floyd made more money than him, obviously. And more people, Floyd made more money off of people wanting to see him lose. But the percentage of people that wanted to see Paul lose is got to be like 95 to 100%, somewhere in there. No one wants to see him win except his own brother. And maybe not even him. Maybe not even him. So nobody wants to see Jake Paul win. And then we got Mike, Iron Mike, who could be like, he could end up being literally like the hero of the world, the hero of boxing, as he already is. Like, Mike is so beloved. There's never been a guy scarier that's more beloved than Mike Tyson. And now he's got the opportunity, like, it's just the most full circle thing ever. Mike could literally put this dude to sleep, and everyone is going to go crazy. I think they're going to throw him a parade. I mean, it's going to be one of the most joyous occasions in boxing when Mike sleeps this guy, if he can sleep this guy. And, man, Mike is looking beastly. Mike is looking like a beast. I mean, I've never seen a guy almost 60 this packed, this yoked. I mean, like his shoulders, his traps, he's not playing. Mike is looking like a beast. I mean, physically, he's looking like a specimen. And I mean, for 60, it doesn't even make any sense. But it makes sense to us that know that Mike was and still is um, a man among boys physically throughout his life. He's one of the best athletes ever in history. And in the 90s, he was. I mean, you could make an argument he was the best athlete at one point on the planet, or at least in America. I mean, you could make that argument. I mean, you had Bo Jackson, you had Mike Tyson, you had Michael Jordan. Um, I mean, I will. I mean, Wayne Gretzky was a great athlete. Don't get it twisted. Wayne was a sick athlete, but his athleticism was also very hand-eye coordination type athleticism, which is still just as respectable. I mean, it's very respectable, but I'm talking about like guys that were just like take you and crush you, or think guys that just are doing physical things that are unbelievable. And don't sleep on Wayne. Wayne could do physical things that were amazing. He just didn't. You see Wayne, you just don't. Kind of like De La Hoya. You see De La Hoya, you don't expect him to crack like that. You don't expect him to be able to do too much because you hear him talk. You see how he looks. He's pretty, but De La Hoya is a great athlete. Wayne Gretzky is a great athlete, just like De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? That kind of. But Mike Jordan, Mike Tyson, Bo Jackson, Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders, um, Reggie White, guys that are just like ridiculously powerful or ridiculously fast or like can spring out of the gym. That kind of athleticism that just like stands out amongst everybody else. Mike Tyson has that. So Mike Tyson's body and muscles, they don't really shock me as far as Mike, because I know Mike, but it's shocking if you compare him to any 60-year-old ever. Mike is crazy, and he is hitting. I mean, he looks very dedicated, and he looks. I mean, I'm like I have no doubt that he has the ability to put Jake Paul to sleep. Okay, I want him to put Jake Paul to sleep. I do. I want him to put Jake Paul to sleep. And again, no disrespect to Jake Paul. This is what Jake Paul wants, no doubt. 100%. This is what Jake Paul wants. Jake Paul wants everyone to hate him. Wants everyone to see him get beat so bad because it goes into his pocket. Everyone who he wants these haters, and more power to Jake Paul. I got nothing but respect and love. Actually, I got nothing but respect for Jake Paul. Nothing but respect. I mean, that he Kansas City Shuffle. He pulled the Kansas City Shuffle for sure. He got everybody. He got everybody. Now he's fighting Mike Tyson. Props to you, Jake Paul. Props to you. But we want to see him get slept. Everybody wants to see him get slept. Everybody in the world wants to see Jake Paul get slept. I can't imagine anybody cheering for Jake Paul against Iron Mike Tyson. Nobody wants to see Jake Paul beat Mike. Nobody. So I'm just like, man, let's go. And it's getting, man, tune in. Look at some of Mike Tyson's clips on X, aka Twitter. Man, he looks scary. He looks freaky. And for those who know, I mean, Mike, I know. He's almost 60. Jake's 27. What can you say? But, man, I'm telling you, Mike is a beast. Mike is a beast, and he's so dedicated. He's so focused. And if he can knock out Jake Paul, if he can stop Jake Paul, and if he can stop him brutally, you don't know how happy the world is going to be, okay? You don't know how happy I'm going to be, or the boxing community is just going to be on cloud nine. Mike is going to, I don't know, like, I don't know what level Mike will ascend to if and when he does this, but he might. I mean, is he the most popular boxer of all time? You got Mike Tyson, you got Muhammad Ali. I mean, those could be the only two. I think they're 1 and 2, and Muhammad Ali's probably got him, but I don't know. And then if he does this, I know this is really nothing either. Like compared to like some of the great things that Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali have done, beating a YouTube star. But this YouTube star has gained respect. He's beaten a lot of people. He's knocked out some MMA guys. He's 27 and Mike's 60. So let's go. My name is Downey P. Love Hook.